Hi everyone, and welcome to Food Forest for Beginners Backyard Gardening. I'm Sandra and I'm in Zone 9B, and today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the Jamaican strawberry tree and show you how a quick grower it is. It's tropical, it loves to grow pretty fast, and so I want to explain some of the stuff and the care for it and some tips and tricks on making it grow for you. So I'll take you over to my tree. I have a couple of them in the yard and I'll be happy to share that with you. All right, so this is the Jamaican strawberry tree that I have. And when I bought this from a nursery, it was probably 4 feet tall. And now it's a little over 6 feet, and I've had it less than a year. So it is a fast growing tropical tree with very small, sweet, cherry-like fruits. I got this because I wanted it to provide shade for my garden area. It loves full sun. The bright light really helps it thrive. And right now we are in sort of the winter months in Zone 9B, if I would call it that. And so some of the leaves have changed just a little. It tolerates lofty, sandy, rocky soils, but it prefers well-drained soil, and it can grow in a pretty much poor soil because it's what we call a nitrogen fixer, and I'll explain that in a second. It prefers the warm temperature and does not handle frost or extended cold for any length of time. And if you do live in a colder zone, this tree prefers zone 9 through 11. You can put it in a container and grow it, but you'll need to bring it in when it gets too cold. And then of course you'll need to change out the containers as it grows. But it would do rather well and better in actual soil that's in the ground. It can grow up to 25 to 40 feet in height, and it does have a broad canopy, which makes it an excellent shade tree. And that again is the reason I got 2 of them, one for my garden area and one for the chickens. And it starts producing the little fruit that it has between 1 and 2 years. And you can see the little fruit here. It's not, this one's not quite ripe yet, but this one here is a little riper than that one. When it's young, you guys got to make sure that when you have a young tree, you have it on a regular watering schedule. You don't want it to dry out, but you don't want it to get too waterlogged. And then once it's mature, after the first 1 to 2 years and you've had it, especially if it's in the ground, obviously, then it's pretty drought tolerant and can survive prolonged dry periods without you worrying about losing it. As far as fertilizing it, this is one tree you really don't have to fertilize because it is a nitrogen fixer. But if you have to, it's okay to do a balanced fertilizer such as a 10-10-10. And like I discussed in one of my other videos, that stands for NPK, which is nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. If you are going to prune this, just make sure you remove any damaged or dead branches that it may have, and then you are going to want to remove any lower branches. You don't want any of the lower branches down there. You want it to grow upward and to have the canopy that you want. And then if you find that it just doesn't have the airflow up top, then you can trim it and prune it just a little bit to help improve that airflow and the light penetration within the canopy of this tree. And then as far as a nitrogen fixer, like I mentioned, the nitrogen fixers are excellent because you can actually throw some of these branches in with like your papaya or any of your other plants that love nitrogen, and most everything loves nitrogen. And how it is categorized is that it has nodules, this particular tree, and it can convert the bacteria in the atmospheric nitrogen into forms of nitrogen that the tree and other plants can absorb. So, and in return, the tree provides carbohydrates and energy to the bacteria. So it's kind of awesome to think about it. And then any of the excess nitrogen from the bacteria is released into the surrounding soil, improving the fertility of the soil and benefiting nearby plants. So this tree is pretty fascinating to me because it's got so many great characteristics as far as if you're looking for a fast growing tree. You're looking for something that's going to provide really good shade, especially when you live in 9B and it gets hot in the summer. And then on top of it, you've got fruit, and then it's a nitrogen fixing tree. So wow, it has a lot of great characteristics for your environment. If you're doing like the food forest like I am, or you just are doing a garden, that kind of stuff, these trees are amazing in restoring soils that have been depleted in the ecosystem by replenishing all these lost nutrients. So again, and these nitrogen fixing trees, they thrive in nutrient poor soils and can survive in harsh environments. So if this would be the tree for anyone who wants to maintain something with low maintenance, doesn't require a lot of babysitting, and can really give you some amazing benefits. As far as diseases and pests, it's pretty pest resistant. You might get scale insects or aphids, which you can control them with some insecticides. Birds and bats love the fruit, and they will visit your tree quite often. And bats, people think, I don't like bats, but bats are really good for the environment. They eat bugs and mosquitoes, and a lot of people in 9B love to have bats around. So this tree will actually help with the bats as well, to have them come around and help you with any type of bug problem that you might have. The fruit, again, it ripens quickly. The little fruit I'm showing you here, it goes from green to red when it's ready to pick. And when it's fully red and soft, that's the best flavor that you're going to get. And it does fruit all year round in the warm climates. So what another fascinating thing about this tree. This tree, you can propagate it. You can extract the seeds from the fruit, clean them, and plant them in well-drained soil. Or you can cut the branches and take the hardwood cut and root it in the soil. And it will grow roots, and it will start to grow for you. So I'm a big fan of this tree, and if you want something in your yard that will do all of these things for you, I would highly recommend that you get this beautiful, beautiful tree. I hope that was some helpful tips for you. If you have any questions, please feel free to put them in the comments below. And if you like the information I'm providing, please hit like and subscribe so that you can get notifications when I do post in the future. And I hope you enjoy this if you get this tree. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.